Press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, that is Book Dissection. Today we are going to do dissection of a wonderful book that is titled as Win Your Inner Battles by Darius Foros. Inner battles. What are these inner battles? First of all, let us understand. We all live in 21st century. We all are technologically sound. We are technically advanced. We are moving forward. We are running. But there is something that drags us behind. There is something that pulls us back, and that is somewhere inside us. It is always said that it is best to conquer ourselves before conquering the world. Just think about yourself. Do you think that you don't have any internal enemy? Do we have enemies only outside the world? Is there something inside me that is somewhere pulling me inside? So let us understand what these inner enemies are and how to fight against these inner enemies. We very well know how to fight against our enemies, but what about the enemies which are somewhere hidden inside? Let us understand by this beautiful book. Know your enemy, that is fear. Fear is the biggest enemy of mankind. It is always said that fear is the main source of superstition and one of the major sources of cruelty. Fear is something that pulls us behind. There is a beautiful line which is said by Roosevelt, all we have to fear is fear itself. If we have fear of something, we cannot overcome that fear, and if we cannot overcome that fear, we cannot enjoy life to the fullest, we cannot achieve what we want. So, what was the basic reason of this fear? Let us understand. Fear was actually warning of danger. If we think about prehistoric times when man was a nomad and when he had to live sharing the planet with wild animals, this fear warned him against the danger. But now we are living in 21st century. The entire human civilization has changed, and now we don't have to worry about those wild animals because they don't live along with us. Fear is an enemy which paralyzes us. Somewhere it is a paralytic agent. It paralyzes our mental abilities, it paralyzes our physical abilities. So what kind of fears do we usually face? There are different kinds of fears which are faced by mankind. Let us analyze these reasons, because first we have to think about the causes. Whenever we think of curing an ailment, whenever we go to a doctor, the doctor first asks us about symptoms. First we tell the symptoms to doctor, then doctor prescribes the medicines, do the diagnostic tools, and then tells us about the medicines. So in order to cure anything, first we should know the cause, and then we should know how to diagnose those symptoms. So let us think about the kinds of fears. What all fears we have inside all of us? First is fear of rejection. Very, very important. Fear of rejection is faced by everyone. Suppose today by the evening I have to go to a party that is being held by an organization. What if they won't accept me? What if I would be rejected by the crowd? What if my friends would not accept me how I am? What if I will be rejected by the society? A biggest fear. Second fear is fear of failure. Fear of failure. I have to start a new business. Now I am worried of my financial problems. Now I want to quit my job and I want to start a business. But fear of failure, because a number of people will be there to tell me that don't do this, don't do that. You might end up getting failed. You might end up losing what you have. So that is fear of failure, which keeps us somewhere pulling back. Next is fear of change. How to cope up with change. I have made a video on how to cope up with change, where we have dealt with some practical ways and we have used mythological elements to deal with these changes. If you have not seen, please check out that video. Fear of accidents. What if I met with an accident? I might lose my life. That is a blessing that is given to me by God. Fear of losing your job. A very, very important fear that many of us always have. If I have not done this thing, if my boss gets angry, then what happens? I might be kicked out of my job. If I'm not having my job, I have responsibilities of my family members, I have responsibility of my son, I have responsibility of my daughter, I have to pay the fee. Then how I'm going to manage all those things? So fear of losing the job. Next is fear of switching careers. Yes, I know that the other job opportunity that is being offered to me is giving me multiple benefits, but should I switch my job? Should I move out of the comfort zone that I'm already living in? So fear of moving out of the comfort zone, very, very important. Fear of aging. Now I'm aging. I don't know what is going to happen when I grow elderly. I don't know whether my children are going to help me or not. Fear of being alone. If I don't behave as the other person wants me, maybe I'll be left alone in this world. Maybe my family members will not accept me if I change my attitude, if I live on my own terms and conditions. Fear of losing money. What if I invest all my money in my new business and then I end up getting failed? Then my entire money that I have with me will be lost. So these are the multiple fears that we have in our life, and I'm damn sure that everyone who is listening to me will have one or the other fear that is dwelling deep inside our heart, whether we accept it or we don't accept it. So now we have analyzed the symptoms, we have done some diagnostic tests. Over here, diagnostic test has to be self-analysis. You have to analyze yourself, what are the fears within you, and then let us deal with the ways that we can use to overcome that fear. That is very, very important. We have understood the symptoms, we have done the test. Now let us cure the fear that we have. First is take responsibility. Take responsibility means we might have observed there are many people who sit around and gossip about the wrong things that is happening. There is corona pandemic, government is not doing anything, economy is going out of the hand, this is suffering, that is suffering, no one is doing anything, the climate is bad, I cannot step out of my home. Stop blaming the situation, stop blaming the circumstances, try to take the responsibilities on your shoulders. What all things we can do, what all things are in our hand, what all things we can change, let us change those things at least. Second, analyze and improve. For it is not death or pain that is to be feared, but fear of death or pain. Once we die, we don't know what is going to happen to us, but there is fear in the feeling of death. So analyze and improve. Analyze your drawbacks, analyze your limitations, and try to improve them day by day, week by week, month by month. Definitely you will see improvement, but it will take time. Be consistent, be patient. Do not worry about what you cannot control. The point which we have already discussed in point number 1. Don't worry about the things which you cannot control. Don't complain about the things which are out of your reach. Don't complain about the climate. Don't complain about the weather. Don't complain about the government. What all we can do to change our lives, please focus on those things rather than grumbling about the things which are not in our hands. It will only create negativities. What's the worst that can happen? Very, very important trick that you can use. In order to overcome your fear, always think about what's the worst that can happen in this situation, and visualize the worst thing that can happen in this situation and the best thing that can happen in this situation. The best thing will motivate you to move forward. The worst thing will make you mentally prepared to face any kind of bad things that you can encounter while you are moving ahead. Visualize, we have already discussed. Act in small portions if possible. Don't wait. Act wherever possible. Build confidence and competence. Confidence is very, very essential. In whatever walk of life you are working, you need to have confidence in yourself. And for that, you can use positive affirmations. There are a number of videos available on YouTube also on positive affirmations. Every night when you go to sleep, when you are unable to sleep, when you have multiple thoughts in your mind, think about positive affirmations. That will bring positivity in your life. Competence. How to bring competence? Competence comes with training, with skill development. The more you train yourself, the more you excel at a particular art, the more you will feel competent. Next, start small. Don't worry about all big things happening in your life. When we start a job, when we start working at a particular place, when we are a fresher, obviously we are not going to get a very big package. Does not mean that we have to be nervous and we have to wait for something very good. At least start something. Stop wasting time. Very, very important, especially for the youngsters. Nowadays, there is social media which is somewhere dragging you away from your goal. We used to have TikTok, which is now banned. We have a number of social media chatting apps where youngsters chat, where they waste enormous amount of time and they don't even realize what they are doing. So please stop wasting your time and utilize your time, because time is the precious gift given by us to God, given by God to us. No wrong decisions. There is nothing like a wrong decision, right decision. No. All the decisions that we take in our life teach us something. We always know that man is a learner till the end of his life. From cradle to death, man learns. So whatever decisions we take in our life, that is going to teach us something new. So there are nothing wrong decisions. There is no word such as wrong decisions. Whatever decisions we make, either we will learn something or we will gain something. Say no. Learn to say no. It is very, very important. There are many people in this world who find it very difficult to say no, and what they do is they try to procrastinate the things. Procrastination is a wrong way of dealing. If you feel that a particular thing is wrong, if you feel that is not your cup of tea, please say no. And last point, search of meaning. Search of meaning. Everyone has a purpose in his or her life. God has given this blessing of life to each and everyone. We all have some purposes. We all have some meanings. We ourselves have to delve deep inside us and realize what is our meaning, what is the purpose of our existence, and we have to do something to make our life purposeful. We have to do something to make this blessing of God a purposeful one. So this way we have realized and we have understood what are our inner fears, how to overcome that fear, and how to overpower that enemy that is dwelling deep inside us. If you have liked my book dissection, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.